Hi everyone, I'm Rita Lavon and welcome to my channel at Love Build Share. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, and if you are not already a subscriber, I ask that you click on the red box. And look, before I get into the video, I just want to come in and let y'all look at these curls. I think I'm gonna start doing that in all my videos, like zoom in, move in a little so y'all can see these curls because they are growing. But that's not what this video is about. It's not about my natural hair today. I wanted to come on to talk to you all about the word apology and just some things around that. I feel like some of y'all gonna look at this video with the side eye like, huh? But look, I've written some things down about it so that I don't forget. So y'all gonna see me look down at my phone. So around the word apology, I want to talk about it in the sense of someone actually doing something to you. So meaning if you have some type of, argument, disagreement, what have you with someone, and that person, says, well, I apologize. But did that person mean it? I think a lot of times, especially for women, we tend to apologize all the time. It may not even be something that, we did something wrong. It's just, oh, I'm sorry, or, oh, I apologize, or, oh, I didn't mean that. And it has just became this general thing of, oh, just apologize, just apologize. I have noticed also that it seems like it also tends to be sort of like a Southern thing too, like in terms of like, you never want to make people mad, and you just want to come off as the nicest, sweetest person, what have you. And I don't agree with that. I really don't. I personally don't think that we should apologize unless we mean it. And I'm going to say that again. I don't think that we should apologize unless we mean it. It's kind of like how you hear people when they apologize, they may say something to the sort of, I apologized for how it made you feel, or like, I apologize for upsetting you, but they're not actually apologizing for what they did. And that means that they actually meant what they did. So when someone says it like that, I consider that to literally be like, they're not apologizing for what they did to you because they meant it. Because in life, we're going to be disappointed. We're going to be upset. There are going to be times where people piss us off and we don't like, what they did to us and how they did it. But do they actually have to give us an apology? Is it something that we need to move forward? Does it make a difference? Do we need that? It's kind of like how some people say that they need an apology in order to move forward. But what happens when you don't get it? Because in a lot of cases, you're not going to get it. And if you do get some type of apology, it's going to be like the ones where I just said, where people are just apologizing for the way that they made you feel. They know exactly what they mean. In my experience in life, I just feel like a lot of times people know what they're doing. And don't get me wrong, of course, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but people know exactly what they're doing. And a lot of times when it comes to disagreements, arguments, or just some type of back and forth, it's a situation where whatever it is that the person is saying, they've thought that way for however long, but there's never been a situation for them to say that to you. So like if you've always, had great communication with them, and then all of a sudden some type of situation happens, and now it's like, it seems as if they like just really dislike you. And it could have been that they disliked you all along, because just because you have a friend or a family member, it doesn't mean that they actually like you or want to spend time with you. Sometimes it's just convenient. Sometimes it's just because you're there, and what else are we going to do? It's like, oh, well, a small disagreement can really shine a light to how someone feels about you. And, that's a process that you have to go through as a person. When you have to really figure out, did this person mean this? Are they apologizing because it's just the nice and the sweet thing to do? Or are they saying it because they truly believe it? And that's just been kind of like some of my experiences in life. You know, people will apologize, but in certain cases, they know exactly what they're doing. And sometimes having that disagreement is the perfect time for that person to end the relationship with you. So you may, want them to be, your friend, or, want to have whatever type of relationship because maybe they're related to you, but that person really isn't good for you. And if you have determined that you truly think that they didn't mean the apology, that they meant everything that they said, from that point now you have to make a decision as a person, and you have to determine if you actually want to stay in whatever type relationship with them. Because to remind you, you don't have to. You go to the right and they go to the left. You outgrow people. People are not the same, person they were when you first met them, especially if you've been, friends, or, you have a family member, and, you have, been friends with somebody for, so long. We change as people, things in our life happen, we grow up, we become more mature. We go through life situations, people, get married and have children. They go through all type of hardships. We just have situations that happen in our life that make us look at life differently, or could make you look at that person differently. So I wanted to just kind of give you all a different kind of spin on apologies, to kind of just make you think more. That disagreement that you have with that person could have simply been the way that they actually feel about you. Let's see. Oh, okay. It says, will you ever get over it? Now that's a good one. I love that I wrote that down, because after the situation has happened, will you ever get over it? In a self-care world that we're living in, we tell people to, go get your hair done, go get your nails done, go get a pedicure, go get a massage. In actuality, those things are not going to make us get over what happened. They're just a way to make ourselves feel good about what happened. And through prayer and meditation and reading God's word, we can do anything. But it may not be something that you get over quickly. It may just be something that you manage. And I know that's probably not what people want to hear. I do my little shrugs, because it's like, what you gonna do? Like, it's just so interesting to just say this out loud. Like, will you ever get over it? My belief is that with God, we can do anything. But, some things take time. You could have a disagreement with somebody and you may be over it within, 24 hours. But then you may have a disagreement with somebody else and it may take you, months and months. And that's okay, because this is your life and there is no, timeline to when you should get over it. I am not one of those people that say that, oh, you should get over it. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It may not be that way to you as a person, but we have to recognize that for some people it is. We all think differently. So, yeah. Will you ever get over it? Oh, okay. So I wrote down, it's popular to say to heal, but some things you just learn to manage. Okay. So that's kind of like what I was saying, that you just learn to manage it in a way of, just trying to do the best you can. And you may not always succeed in that. That's another thing. Failure is going to happen. It's going to be times where it's like, dang, I shouldn't have said nothing, or, oh, I shouldn't have went in there so mad, or, maybe I should have just stayed home. Because here's a reminder, you don't have to show up for everything. You don't have to show up. We all have different type of, events and stuff, and the person who has hurt us may be there. You don't have to show up. The next thing I wrote down was victim to aggressor mentality. And that's something too, because it seems like the aggressor in the situation, they always tend to move forward more. And for the victim, not so much. It always tends to be one of those things that, like, the victim, and I hate to use the word victim because victim just sounds so like, I don't know. I just feel like that's not really the right word, but that's the only way that I can think of it. It's just, you being the person who was hurt in the matter. I guess I should say, the person that's hurt in the matter, it's just like people tell them that, you shouldn't hold on to it. But look, we're human and things happen, and, it's a process to get over. Especially for someone who you really trusted and you had a great relationship with, or at least you thought you had a great relationship with them, because situations will expose people. The quote goes, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And that's really true, because, when people show you who they are, that means that even though they did apologize, you know that they meant what they did. And that means that you may have to sever the relationship and love them from afar. Meaning, you want nothing to do with them. Meaning, you may never see them again. Meaning, you just don't rock with them no more. Okay? You just don't rock with them anymore because, some things just shouldn't happen. Some things just shouldn't happen. Yes, we're human. Yes, we make mistakes, but some things just shouldn't happen. They just shouldn't. And that's based upon how we internalize something and how we think about things and on what particular level that someone has hurt us on. It's kind of like how, if you would have done to that person what they did to you, they may have handled it differently. They may have just, accepted your apology, moved on, and y'all were just friends like it was no big deal. But because they did it to you and you have a different set of, morals and values and standards, you're not going for it because you know that it wasn't right. And even though they apologized in whichever way, it's just not enough. And sometimes that's the way it is. And that's a part of just outgrowing people and moving on. So I'm just here to tell you all that you don't have to be friends with everybody. Just because somebody is related to you does not mean that you have to be close with them. You don't have to show up to events that you don't want to go to. But what you should do is what's best for you. And that's something that you have to determine as a person. And I think I've said enough on this topic. And while you were here and before you go, I hope that you all please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Those links are in the description box below. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.